Hello? Is it there? Are we alive? Xbox 360 party? Yeah, dude. Sometimes the wire, delay of game, offense. Yep, there we go. There we go. Caden, hello. Lucario, congratulations. Nicola, hello. Brendan, hell no. Resounding hell no. Need to make trades for 2 impact infielders, at least one having a potential long-term future with us. The tall order with where we're at in the offseason. I think one is probably just where we're at, but I know I get wanting more. Good morning. Christopher, where are you? Aaron? Hello? Hello from the other side of the planet? Hello? Loud and clear. There we go. Thanks, Christian. Yeah, it sometimes the mic just doesn't want a mic. So it's 3:00. So I don't know where we're getting good morning at, Christopher, but hey, if it's your morning, bro, happy, good morning. For a 1-year deal, D-Man says, Merrifield would be okay. 1 year, like 7 million? It's probably fine. Leaves you with plenty of room in the regular season to make some moves if you need to. And just call it a day. Renton? Okay. There you go. Shout out Renton. Shout out Renton. Bang. Should we say hi to Colton just to kick off the stream? Lucario, is that what you're saying? Colton's at work, obviously, since it's a Sunday. So, you know what? Having a new baby Monday morning, afternoon, evening, just kind of blending into one. It's all just one conglomerate time. Time is a construct. Christopher, good morning. Good morning to you, sir. Let's say hi to Colton. Colton's at work, as you guys know, on Sundays. Unfortunately, he has left us, abandoned us even, for the ball and chain that is work. Pro should quit. Baseball's life. Maybe someday, Caden. Maybe someday we can get to that point. Hi to Jolteon. Out of any of the evolutions, is Colton Jolteon? I mean, it's the closest one, maybe, but I don't know. You'll be back spring training 2025, baby. Yo, let's go, Aaron. 2025, writing it down. You know what? Maybe that'll be the time I return to spring training for the first time since COVID canceled it. We were there when it got canceled because of the pandemic, which was crazy, by the way. So maybe that's when I make my grand return to Arizona. Is Adam Frazier the right answer? Y2K, that is a name that I'm surprised hasn't been brought up more with the Whit Merrifield commentary in the last couple of days. Whit Merrifield and Adam Frazier, I think, do a lot of the same things. I think the issue that you might look at with that is that Frazier's left-handed. Maybe you want a right-handed complement to Rojas, but you've got Dylan Moore. So there's a lot of ins and outs. It's 4 years ago. Again, time is a human construct. Does not actually exist, Caden. Doesn't exist. Whit Merrifield, right? Is he an upgrade over what you'd get out of Sam Haggerty, Dylan Moore, right? So, I don't know, right? It's one of those situations where, yes, Whit Merrifield, he's an all-star, has been a couple times, former, batting, not a batting champ, but, I mean, he led the entire MLB in hits in 2019. He's 5 years removed from it. It was in his age 30 season. So what are we really going to get out of Whit Merrifield? And last year with Toronto, he put up a 272 average, a 318 on base, which is, I think, the big problem a lot of people have with him is that he just doesn't get on base a ton. And then a 382 slugging with a 700 OPS with a 94 OPS plus. So below league average OPS plus there. But is that really, everything for base, like your merit as a hitter? Not necessarily. And I get, he strolled out to the plate 592 times last year, which is a ton. Whereas Sam Haggerty and his 102 OPS plus last year only got 108 at-bats or plate appearances. So if Sam Haggerty rolls out there for 592, is he going to be batting with a 94 OPS plus? We're not sure. But I'm going to pause and read some chat for a sec. Hello. Where's Accent? Accent's playing. He's probably playing Fortnite. He's probably playing some sort of video games, all right? Accent's a gamer. Jake's coming down for 2025. Phoenix man, yourself will be there covering everything. Of course. Yeah, I know Jake, when we were on the You Love to See It podcast, he was talking about when he was going to go, or just kind of talking about it in general. And yeah, 2025 might be the play. You're going to rather take your chances with Haggerty and Demo. I think it's just, if we want Haggerty or Demo to be in a larger role, look at what Whit Merrifield produces over that larger role, and you're probably going to get something close to it. So is it worth the $7 million? Maybe as depth, potentially, if you don't have any other options in free agency that want to come to Seattle, or, you feel like are good fits, then sure, maybe you go with Whit Merrifield that pushes Sam Haggerty probably into AAA because he's got an option left. That probably does the same thing that happened last year, where he comes up in the middle of the year as opposed to starting the year on the major league roster, and it provides depth for you that you need. It's just, is it really that big of an upgrade for what you already have? Whit, 2 years for 12. If we sign 2 years, I understand it's only 2 years, and that's only $6 million. But I would only want to do 1 year. And I know that the revolving door, roster turnover has been crazy this offseason. Last year it was only 1 year deals, really. And that kind of, I think, puts fans in a sour place in a way. You have no security with the team where these guys are just going to be in one year, out the next. So sure, 2 years is fine, but is that the guy you want to give a 2 year deal to? We gave it to Mitch Garver. I don't know. Depth is the only way Merrifield signs with us. Yeah, so Merrifield as depth is fine. It's just it's gonna leave us wanting more, of course, because we've got the different types of Whit Merrifield already on this roster, and how much does he really improve your team? It's not a ton, but adding him as depth is great. Need depth that can stay healthy, and Whit Merrifield, he's done that for the majority of his career. I mean, and he's only played he hasn't played in less than 139 games aside from his debut season in 2016, not counting COVID. So he's healthy all the freaking time. He's able to run out to multiple positions. Sure, the defense is slowing down. His overall speed and athleticism is slowing down because dude is going to be 35. But are you wanting that more than giving Cade Marlowe or Zach DeLoach more playing time? I don't know. I don't really have a great answer, but all I know is there was a lot of people fighting on Twitter yesterday about whether or not we need to sign Whit Merrifield, or if we've got him at home with Sam Haggerty and Dylan Moore. Can we trade for Jaloff instead? What up, boys? What's up, Mike? It's only boy today. Sorry. Colton's not here to say hi, but Zach Jaloff. I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about him instead of his younger brother, who is in single A. No. I don't think so. I don't see why the A's would trade him now. Maybe in 4 years when they can't afford to pay him arbitration, because he's going to be good. Dude's going to be very good. It would take a lot. So I just don't see why the Mariners would do it, but you can make your bench depth better by signing someone, moving some of the other guys to the bench. You need it, talking about signing Matt Chapman instead. It's just the money there is so much different, because Matt Chapman's probably looking at 4 or 5 years, 100 million plus, whereas Whit Merrifield's 1 year, 7 million, maybe. Maybe. Loop the loop, what's up? Little stability at second base would be nice. Whit's got a higher floor, lower risk value, give him 2. I agree with the higher floor. Looking dapper, smooches, bro. Gonna put Blaze Alexander's name out there again. Okay, I see you. It's a there's options, and in free agency, I just think that's where you want to go, because you don't have to trade as many guys. You don't want to be trading away people on your roster anymore, because the Mariners have done it plenty of times already. So add to the roster via free agency with Whit. I think Loop brings up a good point of a higher floor than Sam Haggerty or Dylan Moore, because we've seen what he can do across 140 games. Whereas Dylan Moore and Sam Haggerty, we've only ever seen them give us 377 plate appearances is Dylan Moore's highest in 2021, where he hit 181. Sure, his he popped 12 home runs, but doesn't really do anything else. The one thing that Moore and Haggerty have on Whit Merrifield is the fact that they get on base more, and they're just a little bit more athletic because they're still I think just a bit younger, right? So do we say get a healthier Whit Merrifield for 300, 350 at bats instead of the 540 because of the amount of depth that the team has in those positions? Because you're probably like, the issue is we're looking at stats where Toronto is rolling him out every single day. The Mariners should not do that. And I don't think that would be their intention with signing Whit Merrifield. Is he's not going to play every day. He's going to get 350, 400 at bats, which maybe he produces a bit more in that situation because he's a little bit healthier, more rested. You know, it's, I'm not trying to say that we're signing Whit Merrifield tomorrow, but if we were to, I'm not going to be as upset as I think a lot of people might be, just because they want more, and I understand wanting more. That's me just kind of being like, okay, this is where we're at with the offseason. The final signing before spring training is like Tommy La Stella last year. This year it's Whit Merrifield. I trust Whit Merrifield a ton more than Tommy La Stella. And it didn't age well. So, I don't know. Remember when we put Ryan Healy at third? I saw the Mariners home run like account. I don't know if it's the one that switch runs or if it's a different one that I keep seeing, but the one that they posted today was Ryan Healy hitting a home run. So, Ryan Healy for third base. Bring him back. Yeah, France should not be at third because dude's athleticism is worse than Whit Merrifield's at this point. Just not, it's not going to happen. So, you want Justin Turner. Oblivion. Justin Turner's an interesting one. The issue there is like roster fit just doesn't make a ton of sense at this point because he's not going to go play third base. He mainly played first for Boston last year, and he's going to need a DH, and we've got Garver. So, I liked the idea throughout the most of this offseason until we signed Mitch Garver. But saw this trade on Insta a little bit back. One of your thoughts: Miller for Jorge Polanco, Max Kepler, Matt Wallner. Yo, Caden, if we got all three of those guys for Bryce Miller, that'd be kind of wild. That would be really wild. I think then you might be able, I mean, you just probably run it with DeSclafani as your six and as your fifth, and Austin Voth as your six with Hancock as your seven, maybe. That's, I mean, if, that's a lot of money for the Mariners to take on, 20 million between Polanco and Kepler. And then Wallner is just, he is young enough for them to where they probably want to keep him as part of like their core to see how he develops personally. But backup if Garver gets hurt. So we're just having Justin Turner as a bench bat, like a $15 million bench bat. Seems we're living in the life of luxury at that point. Now we're no longer greedy fans like Passon was going to say. Oh, a Tim Anderson mention. Ruh-roh. So TA is interesting. I think it depends on the price. Because I feel like he's going to try and get like, what, 10, 12 million? And he's younger than Whit Merrifield. He's 30, 31, but he had an awful year last year. He's just been declining, I feel like, ever since he kind of popped off. Maybe it's a bad situation. Change of scenery could help. So maybe Tim Anderson might be a decent shout there. It's just with Merrifield, you like his positional flexibility a bit more than shortstop, second base. Like he can play the outfield for you as well, which I think is something that the Mariners are probably pretty interested in, given that they've got Mitch Haniger on the roster again, and they want to try and roll him out as much as possible, apparently. So, like, Tim Anderson's not bad. It's just like that. Last year was horrendous. 15 mil a year for Justin Turner. I mean, Turner put up a great year last year. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get around 15 million. Put up a 114 OPS plus last year. 23 homers, 96 driven in, 276 average, 345 OBP, 455 slug with an 800 flat OPS. Dude was good. Like, he was still able to hit the ball, played in 146 game. He was healthy. So maybe 15 million is a little high, but I don't know. I would assume it's going to be north of 12 to 13 if it's only a 1-year deal. He's 38. I don't see why he'd try and get anything more than a 1-year deal, personally. E. Dixon's asking about Donovan Solano, a guy that I have liked since the beginning of the offseason. A big fan of Donovan Solano. Puts up a better OBP is mainly the big thing there. Gets on base at like 70 points higher than Whit Merrifield did last year. A 110 OPS plus. The defense is going to be just as suspect, probably a little bit more suspect than Merrifield's personally. Like, But he also, again, same situation. He's not going to play the outfield. He's only, second, third, and probably first. I doubt he still has shortstop in his back pocket. You don't want a 36-year-old Donovan Solano going out and playing shortstop for you. So fills out some nice depth in the infield. It's just, if you're the Mariners, are you looking for more depth in the outfield? But like, you've got Dylan Moore and Sam Haggerty. So baseball bros, yo, trade to bring back Jake Fraley to the outfield. In drawing up trades, trying to figure out like how a trade with the Reds would work and sending Miller or Wu, Fraley was a name that constantly kind of like cropped up in my mind of like, okay, and this was before we acquired Luke Raley and Mitch, like before all that stuff. Jake Fraley was a name that constantly just kind of was like, yeah, maybe. Might not be a bad idea. Bring back Adam Frazier. Yeah, that was something we said at the beginning of the stream. Adam Frazier and Whit Merrifield, I think, would give you similar levels of production. Honestly. They both had a 94 OPS plus last year. Frazier hit 240 with an on-base of 300. I think Whit hit 270 with an on-base of 318. So, it's one of those situations where, like, maybe Frazier didn't like his time in Seattle. I have no idea. Whit Merrifield was literally on MLB Network saying, like, oh, I love hitting in Seattle. It's where I see the ball best. Is literally just buttering up Jerry and Justin to try and go and offer him a contract probably. But Adam Frazier, he helped break the drought in 2022, gave us his all, I'd say, 156 games. Just anywhere you could play him, Scott had to go do it. Do I think he could do better than he did in 2022 in a more limited role? Maybe not get him exposed as much? Maybe. So not bad. Jay Gutierrez, hello. Gonna gritty for you again because you asked me on the Couch GM podcast, so appreciate that. I saw you do the timestamp in the comments too, bro. I saw the timestamp. That was funny. Tyro Estrada for the Giants, huh? We're just doing all the second basemen or like infield guys that can be all utility players once again. So Tyro Estrada, 101 OPS plus last year and put up 2.5 wins, according to Baseball Reference. 271, 315 on base. So 271 average, 315 on base. It's the same problem, I'd say, with Whit Merrifield, is that hits well, doesn't get on base a ton. And you'd probably rather him get on base. 28, so a bit younger, probably a little bit more versatile. You're going to have to trade to get him, and the Giants, I think, he's coming off back-to-back pretty decent years. The Giants probably going to have to ask a pretty penny for what you'd want to have to give up for him, and so it just doesn't make, I don't know if it makes sense. Who wins in an arm wrestling match between you and Colton? Colton does. Ryan McMahon and Ezekiel Tovar. McMahon is interesting because his bad contract. Tovar he's a young guy, so I don't think the Rockies would want to trade him. So I think they want to hold on to him and let him try and develop. But McMahon's an interesting one because he signed like a 6 or 7 year deal for like $80 million. And it's just like 6 years, $70 million, free agent in 2028. So like McMahon's not like, if they pay down the contract, maybe, but he's more of a bat first guy, which is fine. 240 average, 322 on base last year, but only a 93 OPS plus. So like still below average bat, but you might like how it profiles better, but he has been playing in Colorado. So does that translate to T-Mobile? I'm not sure. But McMahon was one we were looking at last offseason, and then we remembered that he signed an awful contract. Not awful, just expensive for him. And we kind of backed away from Ryan McMahon. America Stuff, hello? Hello? Colton's not here. Sorry that it's just me. Hopefully I can keep you entertained. Why don't we see what Brett Boone is up to nowadays? He probably still has a bit of pop left. Hey. Like 37 home runs in 2001, bro. He could do it. How old is Brett Boone? I know Fernando Rodney wants to like make a comeback to the MLB at 47. Brett Boone? 54. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not Brett Boone, but, it was worth a shot, Mike. Put Scott back on the field for a game. That would be a fun, again, like, if they did a fan fest thing again, seeing Scott just, like, behind the dish in some catcher's gear, I think would be so funny. I think that'd be so good, but the owners and people operating the team don't like fun, apparently. FanFest would be sick, but alas. Okay, I missed a lot. I missed a lot of chats earlier, so I'm gonna scroll back up. And if I missed some, I'm sorry. I apologize. Micah said, I think Whit is the last piece the Mariners need to make a World Series run. Last piece as in like the final piece of the puzzle, or the last piece you would want. There's a lot of difference, I think, in what that meant. I'm gonna assume you mean in the positive way, that he's the final piece of the puzzle. Again, it's adding depth, it's raising the floor of this team. And Whit Merrifield, it's not great, but it's not terrible. It could be worse. You know what I mean? So projected like a 0.7 WAR, but that's around the same thing as Dylan Moore and what Sam Haggerty are projected. It's just they've got Merrifield playing in like double the games. They have him playing in more games than Dylan Moore and Sam Haggerty combined. And I think that makes sense for what he's been able to do as far as, being a regular part of an everyday lineup. It's just when you bring him onto the Mariners, you have Rojas, Urias, Moore, Haggerty, you've got Bliss waiting in the wings. You have options to lessen that workload on him and only give him 400 at-bats to allow him to stay healthier. So that's just me. Ty France hit 10 home runs last year. Saw him hit 5 home runs when I went to games last year. Wow. You're the type. You go to more games. Actually, you went to a ton of games last year. Maybe you should go to less. Maybe he'll hit more then. Maybe. Bring back Seager. The shift is gone. I don't think Seager wants to be near a baseball diamond, personally. Unless he's supporting Corey Seager. But, like to see Ems grab Ben Gamel. Miss his game. Do you miss his game or do you miss his flow? Be honest. Be honest with me. It's okay to say yes to both. You don't know if you're going to reach 37 games again? That's an incredible amount. 37's a ton of games, dude. Last year, Ben, yes. Ben Gamel only played in 6 games last year. That's so sad. 6 games for the Padres. He had a decent 2021 and 2022. 2021, Ben Gamel put up a 104 OPS plus in 111 games for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And then in 2020, a 97 OPS plus. That's not terrible. What was his WAR? Okay, 0.1. All right, it's not great. But he wasn't worth negative value, and that's what counts for Ben Gamel. I think Haniger was brought back in an attempt to salvage whatever they can from the Marte. Yeah, I mean, bringing Haniger back, Micah, for me, and I think a lot of people might agree with the sentiment, is that, and something that Dipoto mentioned, you're not getting rid of is the wrong word. They traded Robbie Ray, who has been spoken about in very high regard as a big clubhouse presence. And, losing Gino, big clubhouse presence. Guys are stepping into the bigger clubhouse roles like JP, who's been a leader. Cal, obviously. Ty is like the fun guy, but, will probably assume a larger role as he's been with the team for quite a while now. Julio, obviously going into that role. Bringing Mitch back as part of a clubhouse presence is huge. Also losing Tom Murphy. I almost missed Tom Murphy talking about him. So bringing Mitch back, a guy that's been there, done that with the Mariners as far as like a clubhouse guy as well, big, a very necessary thing. Bring in Tony Kemp. God. Tony Kemp. So at the very beginning of the offseason, there were some names on the free agent list that I was like, if the Mariners try and sell us on this guy as like our last bench piece, I'm going to throw hands. Joey Wendell was a name that I was gonna be pretty upset about. Tony Kemp was another one that I was like, if they try this, like, what are we doing? He's going to be 32. He's put up a 76 OPS plus last year. Did I get a haircut? Yeah, I got a haircut on Tuesday. Thanks, bro. Thanks for noticing. You love to see it. Yeah, Tony Kemp, nah, not interested. Sorry. Hubba. Like the James McAvoy clip. Like, bring Trevor May out of retirement. That was a guy that we just wanted to sign this offseason. And then, hey, I'm retired. Like, sure. Sure, bro. Sure. And Michael Brantley. Double retirement guys that we wanted to potentially sign just gone by the wayside. When are we going to sign Snell for 5/125? Bro, I don't know. I wish I could tell you. Look, all right, I'm waiting for this something on Discord, bro. I'm waiting. I pulled up Discord and everything. The Snell stuff is interesting because the rumor about is that he's only been offered one contract and it's by the Yankees for 5/150, or is it 6/150? 5/150? I think it's 5/150. And Snell is doing, I think, his best to try and have the Mariners sign him, just like the Seattle-based or just Washington-based travel ball team that he's done or whatever, the Zillas or whatever it's called. I saw a post about it. It's just not going to happen. I don't see an avenue for that to happen anymore. But just confused why Snell hasn't been signed by anyone yet. I mean, there's a ton of free agents that just haven't been signed, and it's likely all due to Mr. Agent Man, Mr. Scott Boras, just being an absolute tool. Don't like him at all. Yo, Bo's Outdoors just subscribed. Let's go. Shout out, Bo. We should get Jesse Winker back to play left field. I don't know if you heard my neck crack. That's no. Please no. Because it just didn't work out, and that's unfortunate, but I just don't want to see the defense again. Eek. Eek. Is it worth to give Kyle Lewis a spring training invite? I feel like he's toast. Unfortunately, it'd be nice, if he's not signed, given like a minor league deal and just see if he can stay healthy, but I doubt it. Maybe we can get him for 10 million AAV plus an unlimited lifetime city pass. Do we give him a spot in the new parking lot that they made? If we give we give Blake Snell like the front corner. Hello? Are we here? I have to have my mic like on me so that way it's not quiet, because last time people were saying I was quiet. Maybe don't do that. It's hard, bro. It's hard. Anyways, what if we gave Blake Snell the front corner spot of the new parking lot as part of his contract? Maybe he'll sign then. It's just an orange traffic. Exactly. Orange traffic cone with his name on it. It'll be perfect. It just like Seattle does. That Stanton is resisting signing Snell. I mean, Stanton's probably just resisting doing anything because he's a bum. Doesn't want to do diddly squat, which is frustrating for this team because it's your window of contention. It's open, wide open window. Go add to the team. It's so obvious, painfully obvious that you need to add. Mother truckin _ Justin 2103. What up, bro? What happened to the mother truckin _ Justin 2102s of you or whatever? Hello, welcome. Name a 2-foot-long hot dog called the Snellzilla, and I promise that pen is touching paper. What's going on, Jake? Give me the toppings on the Snellzilla hot dog. It's similar. I mean, is it akin to the Rangers hot dog? Have you seen that one? I think that one's 2 feet as well. Maybe it's not 2 feet, but it's long. It'd probably just be stolen by some crackhead. Immediately, Caden. Immediately. You'd have to like, you can't bolt things into concrete, drill it into the concrete. You'd have to have it be into the concrete or the asphalt. The cone has to be stationary. It can't move. Somehow, some way, though. Seattle the Seattleites will definitely find a way to dig up that cone. Jake, I'm thinking some banana peppers as like that'd be my first topping I'd go with on the Snellzilla hot dog. I don't know why, but I think banana peppers, shit Merrifield. John, if I could get away with doing that in the title or the thumbnail, I would have. You know what I mean? But I can't. Only for the meme. I don't think he's that terrible, but it is a situation where it's like it could end up just being not really a valuable addition to the team, but it does. For me, it raises the floor. It raises the floor of the team enough to where, like, you know, I don't know. Let him pick 2 of the toppings, not 3. That's too expensive. Can't have too many toppings. Are we in on banana peppers though, Jake? Or like, do condiments count as a topping? Joe, be honest, was Mitch Haniger an overrated sign? Will he actually contribute much? Gabriel. If he's healthy, if he can give you 100 games, he's gonna produce, I'd say. He's gonna be able to hit in this lineup. Because the people that are surrounding him now, I think, are better equipped for what Mitch's, like, the holes in his game are. Lucario, I see your signed Ben Gamel shirt. Let's go. That's hype. It is a Clubhouse, like, transaction for me, like a guy that will bring in an aura around him. An aura. Just a guy that's been there with the Mariners. He's done it, and he's able to provide for this team something that they're now missing with Gino and Robbie and Tom Murphy all being gone. So am I overly ecstatic? Do I think Mitch Haniger is going to come out and hit 39 bombs and drive in 100 RBI like he did in 2021? No. Would I be happy with basically what Teo gave us last year in 115, 120 games? Yeah, I would. Thoughts on the M's bullpen? Good. Munoz, Brash, Topa, Spire, all solid. Saucedo, I dig the sauce god, and filling that out with any of the names that they've signed this offseason: Jackson Coar, Mauricio Llovera, Austin Voth, Anthony DeSclafani, like Carlos Vargas, a guy we traded. Like, there's so many names, Prelander Baroa, that can be added to that bullpen. So they've got a very stacked deck, and hopefully that, a lot of them are valuable pieces, if that makes sense. Blake seems like a banana pepper and sauerkraut kind of guy. It's kind of a spicy dog. Like, not bad, but like, it'll burn a little bit. I'm in. I mean, I'm all about it. You can see it now. Mitch walk-off single in Game 7 of the World Series in the bottom of the 21st. A 21-inning game, bro. That'd be wild. You'd take KC Whit? Yeah, I mean, it's the fact that Whit Merrifield is now several years removed from being a very productive hitter. And think about him. We like spicy dogs. Wiffle Ball Bros, what's up? What's up, bro? What's up, bro? Think about Ichiro. And, in the time in which he was hitting, the steroids were rampant. Okay? Bonds was hitting 70, Sosa was hitting 60, McGuire was hitting 6, like everyone was hitting nukes. Okay? Whit Merrifield, in a year where he played in 162 games, had 735 plate appearances, had 681 at-bats, led the league in hits with 206 hits. His OPS plus or WRC plus on Fangraphs was only 110. In the same vein, like Ichiro, constant singles guy, not really gonna, beat you with the long ball. Like, his career OPS plus is 107. Sure, like in the better year, like in 2006, he led the league in hits with 224, 106 OPS plus. So, sure, OPS plus and those big numbers like that don't tell the whole story. Whit can still be valuable if he's only, hitting singles and pushing the line forward. He can still be valuable. It's just like, how much are you willing to give him? And if it's like 1 year, $7.5 million, $7 million, I'm fine. 2 years, it's got to be like 12 as the max. Loop to Loop said that earlier. Like, that's pushing it. I only want him for one. I'm going to be honest. I only want him for 1 year. That's really all that I want. Can we get a pitch-by-pitch live stream of all of Dom Canzone's professional ABs? You know, might get like the channel suspended if we did that. If we did like the footage of it. If we can just do like the game cast, the pitch comes in and then it's like ball, strike, in play, no outs, then sure. Speed plays, cabbie stolen bases will be missed. Yeah, I don't disagree, Notorious. I think that was his biggest asset was his speed, his ability to be disruptive. I think if you've got a healthy Dylan Moore, if you're still employing Sam Haggerty on your major league roster, he's available to you. Ryan Bliss, I think, is a guy that if any of the any of the middle infield guys are struggling or your bench guys are struggling, Ryan Bliss is a guy that can go out and steal a bag. In 47 games, Ryan Bliss stole 20 bases with Tacoma last year. So, third base, shortstop, outfield, you got to make a big trade for the bullpen or the left side of the field. JP, why trade for shortstop when we have Crawford? So, I think it's just the idea that right now our backup shortstop is Dylan Moore or Josh Rojas if you put him there, or Luis Urias, right? So if you want to upgrade that, I think, backup plan, that's probably where Wiffle Ball Bros coming from, is like wanting to get a more bona fide guy to be the backup. Or if JP is injured or needs to have someone just go play there. Like the idea of trading for Jorge Polanco to be your second base or third base guy, he can play shortstop for you as well. Same thing with like the conversation about Willy Adames. So, there's room for a shortstop on this roster. It's just that would not be their primary position. Backup, little bro. Oh, the little bro's crazy. Caballero was just Haggerty, but a year later. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. There could be a guy. I mean, I don't want to say it's going to be Ryan Bliss because I don't want him to be just relegated to the disruptive speed guy. No one talks about Marlowe speed. Maybe Marlowe could be the bench pinch runner guy that, walks a little bit and then steals a couple bags and then pinch runs for Mitch late in the game and steals another bag. Like there's room for speed on this team. So it's there. I saw Scott being called the clubhouse cancer. Or no, was it Scott or was it Seager? Oh, Billy. And then Jared got called the clubhouse cancer earlier. Let's just move past it. Let's just move past Jared. Let's pretend like all the negative fortune, whatever. We can just move past it. Seager's an interesting one. I don't want to be in that headcanon, Billy. Personally, I enjoyed what Seager gave to Seattle, but maybe just, the cards didn't play out right. Can we all agree that Trader Joe's is amazing? Trader Joe's is fire. Y2K. Trader Joe's is fire. I'm not going to lie. After Scott, who should be the next manager of the Mariners? I don't know if there's someone that I haven't on my mind. I'm not a Scott Service denouncer. I enjoy Scott Service, and if you don't, that's okay. I think he will be on the hot seat if the Mariners finish below 500, and he's probably gone. If they're above 500 and they're in the hunt for the playoffs, I see him continuing to ride out his career with Seattle, and he is closing in probably 3 seasons away, 2-3 seasons away, good seasons away from being the Mariners' winningest manager. Like Lou Piniella, yeah, is fantastic, but Scott he's putting together winning ball clubs. Yeah, Notorious, I agree. That is my brain goes to is the final moments of each player's, I think, time with the team. Like I think about Gino's final interview with Jen at the end of the season, thanking the fans and getting all teary-eyed and blah blah blah, thanking the fans for being there, thanking his family for allowing him to play in 162 games, and did he know at that point he was getting traded? I don't know, but I think you can tell from the final moments of a player's, they know it's their last time, or they have a sense of it. You can kind of gauge where they're at in terms of who they are as a player. I think, Lucari, it's just the fact that Seager has not really been associated with the Mariners since, and that's probably just largely due to the ownership and the management, or front office peeps. But Bring back Lloyd McClendon. Yo, bring back Don Wakamatsu. My guy. Joe. Yo, dude, like the stream elements, it says. All right, bet. Do I foresee JP being able to reproduce the same results as 2023 and 2024? I don't think it was a fluke. I don't see him regressing to 2022. I would say somewhere in between 2021 and 2023, which is a very arbitrary, ambiguous answer, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. But in 2021, he hit for he had a higher average. He hit 273, but he walked at a very significantly less rate. Only walked 58 times compared to his 94 in 2023. So I just think his batting average probably stays around the same between 260 and 270, but his on base is probably going to go from 380 to maybe like 360, right? It's going to drop a little bit. The amount that he walked, his walk percentage was what? It's crazy high, 14%. I don't see him being able to repeat that, but I think JP is still going to have another phenomenal year. So there was a comment that I wanted to read. Sean says, nope, he isn't an upgrade from what Seattle already has, and he'll cost much more. If we aren't going to go get a Polanco or Brandon Lau, I'd prefer Donovan Solano over Merrifield. Sean, is that mainly just because the batted ball profile, like the ability to hit the ball is where you're kind of looking at that? Because I don't disagree. I think that those guys that you mentioned, I probably will be more serviceable offensively for the team than Whit Merrifield. It's just for the value, because like you don't have to trade to acquire him. Donovan Solano probably would be $3 million cheaper than Merrifield. I could see you getting Solano for like $4 million, maybe $5 million, and then Whit would be $7 to $8. So I don't know. Please make 2024. Oh, I bumped my mic again. Please make a 2024 Mariners hype video before opening day. Colton made one last year. Maybe, we've got time. Colton, we can talk about it. It's something we can do again. Jeremy Pena greater than Julio Rodriguez in 2024. Gabriel, like Wiffle Ball Bro said, I don't want you to leave, but that take is out of pocket. Thoughts on Austin Voth for 1.25 feels like an overpay. It's the Trevor Gott signing from last year, Dixon. So it's 1 million of, I don't really care. If he is able to go back to his 2022 ways where he was pretty decent with Baltimore, sure, it's great. And if he gives you a spot start here and there like Luke Weaver did last year, and he's not terrible like Chris Flexen was at the beginning of last, there's for $1.25 million and a 40-man roster spot, I'm not tripping, personally. If we ever get a Mariner Mojo first pitch before M's game, who's throwing the better first pitch? Colton. He's more accurate. Colton has always been more accurate. I could throw harder than him, but he did not walk people ever, Jake. Ever. Dude had the zone locked in. D the Z. Dominate the zone. That was Colton. Pena was ass last year. Yeah, dude, he was. America Step, you want to say, everyone, let's say hi to Colton. Colton, do you think you would throw a better first pitch? Imagine you just popped up. That'd be crazy. Easy to say you despise Pena. Bro's built diffy. Colton or Joe, I don't know what your name is, but Joe, I'm the GOAT. Well, I'm Joe. This is Colton. And on the full cam, Joe. Bottom. Joe. That's me. Can't believe we're discussing what Merrifield and Jorge Polanco is available, but you got to trade to get Jorge Polanco. You got to trade. With Merrifield, you just got to sign him, Ian. You just got to sign him. Jor and Colvin. My bad, Jake. You're right. My bad. I'm Co and he's Jolton. My apologies. Mike Blowers would be a great manager. Blowers isn't a bad shout. If you get him out of the booth, maybe. Not a bad shout, I'd say. Mother trucking. You're breaking the Chapman record on your first pitch, Aaron. What about Sid Finch, bro? Sid Finch is right there. You're going to have to throw it up there like a 175, Aaron, if you want that first pitch to really, break records. Gabriel wants George Kirby for the Cy Young in 2024. I mean, he would be my pick for the Mariners. I think he's passing Castillo this year. So you frankly do not care. Just give you Polanco. You frankly, Ian, you're a man. You are a person who is set in their ways about their opinion. That's great. You know what you want, so you don't have to make it confusing. You want Jorge Polanco. Polanco's a fantastic fit. It's just $10 million. What do the Twins want? They want pitching. Do we have pitching that makes sense? If we trade them DeSclafani, they're not losing any money unless we pay down the contract. But like the Mariners paying down any money doesn't make any sense either. So, you know, it's tough. It's a tough avenue to, I think, go down trying to acquire. I say that's tough. It shouldn't be that hard. It's just with the Mariners front office and their unwillingness to spend money, it's what makes it difficult, Ian. To think about trading for a guy that's going to cost you $10 million on your payroll when what the Twins want, you pretty much have. You could trade them Emerson Hancock, but then you're taking on $10 million. But then you could trade them Anthony DeSclafani, but they're not going to want to take on any money either. So it's just like, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place for me. Cody Bolton, Mariners star closer, bro. He's going to be dicing people up in the 9th inning this year, Billy. Fernando Rodney wants to come back. Dude, the arrow is coming back. Dude, if he pitches in the majors this year, I will lose my mind. Who is going to employ that man? What team is going to be that desperate to try and sign Fernando Rodney? Seattle Kraken traded Dave Haxtell. Seattle Mariners trade Scott Service. I think this is a win. I'm sorry. Are we trading managers right now? Is that what we're doing? Guys, I don't follow hockey like that. What about the Canucks? What do the Canucks have to do with this? I'm sorry, Wiffle Ball. I don't follow hockey. If you know what I'm saying, I don't know what you're saying, unfortunately. Head coach for manager? I mean, that's the same thing, right? These Nooks? Got him. Yeah, anyways. Casey Sadler makes a return. I mean, he could. But, like, the Mariners have so many arms that they don't really need. You know? Like, the Mariners have their AAA bullpen is going to be better than 5, 6, maybe 7 other bullpens around the league because of how many arms they have there and with the pitching lab intact. Like, there's just too many arms at this point. Oops, all relief pitchers. Long Island Ducks seems like the team for Rodney. What about the Portland Pickles? Maybe he's going to be a Savannah Banana. That'd be pretty sick. Gabriel, you don't understand why people constantly trash the team or saying sell the team when our lineup is honestly better than last year's, given that we got rid of Hummel and La Stella. Opening day, the lineup, I think, looks better than it did on opening day. At the end of the year, when like Mike Ford's coming up and he's, giving us a 115, 120 WRC plus, and Julio's not, swinging out of his control, and JP is now a prolific leadoff hitter. Yeah, I don't disagree that the opening day lineup with La Stella, Hummel being thrown. You liked Hummel? I wanted him to be good. I made a video. Cooper Himmel in spring training, and then he was gone, and it was sad. Don't diss on the Pickles, bro. I am not dissing on no Pickles, man. I just think it'd be funny if Fernando Rodney went and pitched for the Pickles. Kelnick's Coolers to finish the season in last place. Oh, Jake, I have had that name in my back pocket probably since it was announced that Kelnick kicked the cooler. I have had that name picked out in my brain ever since that day. Cooper Himmel is wild. Bro, he was supposed to be him. It was destiny. It was the same idea when we acquired a guy from the Diamondbacks that didn't really have a position on the major league roster, but was able to produce in AAA. Mitch Haniger. It's the same idea. It was the same idea, Aaron, and it just wasn't going to happen. Voth seems like a move to appeal in the Snell hometown guys. Any chance he actually sticks? Voth, he went to UW, and he's what? Is it Redmond? Where he's from? Redmond. And yeah, went to UW. Any chance he sticks? I think he sticks. Major league roster, like getting paid $1 million. So I assume we will see him plenty in 2020, 2024. I just don't know if there's a chance for Blake Snell. Like, I really just don't see it. Is K. Lou still a free agent? Yeah. Minor league deal. We talked about earlier. Is it worth it? Is he toast? Don't know. But would he be worth it for a minor league deal? Maybe. Quite possibly. The count it crying PFP in the league is wild. You're welcome. You're welcome. Look who's fleecing the trades now. Dude, Diamondbacks, they got a good thing going. They got a good thing going, Aaron. Good. That's good for them. They're in a tough division for it, but they'll keep fighting, tooth and nail. Or is that the phrase? Tooth and nail? I don't know. I'm not sure. Snell wants too much money? Yeah. Be a baby girl, gotta snap the birdies. Bro, you have a great rest of your day. You have a good one. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Snell's innings and money. Yeah, it's just the money that he wants, like 150 from the Yankees, and that's not a yes. So that's 30 million, unless it's 150. What? What's up, bro? Don't worry about it. Wiffle Ball Bros called me Colton, even though I got the name on the screen. So, and now he's leaving, snapping the birdies. So, whatever that means. Hot take: if we don't add another bat, we finish third in the division, miss the playoffs. Urias is not him. Luis Urias. It's not gonna work. Odds of Haniger of having a walk-off first home game of the season, 90%. I mean, feed it to me on a silver platter. I'll gladly take a Mitch walk-off as the first home game of the season. Really welcome him back. Guys, Colton's here. We can say hi to him in chat. If I had to take a guess, what team was in first place in the NL West for the most days last year? I mean, is it going to be the Diamondbacks? I mean, I would just say the Dodgers, but I'm assuming it's probably the Diamondbacks then. Frown? No, it's Pog. Guys, Colton's here. Colton is him, bro. Your black screen's getting so much love right now. That's crazy. A duck? The Doyers? It was, in fact, the Doyers? Was it the Doyers? Colton is him, bro. Colton, congrats, bro. You're him. You were Himothy. We were talking about Cooper Hummel, and it was a conversation. You know how it goes. You know how it is. Scare us by smooching the screen. I won't be doing that. Colton, feel free. I mean, he can do it in chat. Colt him. Yo, Thomas. Fire. Fire. Got to call on Discord, pretend you're Colton. I don't know if am I that silly? Am I gonna fall for that, Lucario? I don't know. Got back, the birds are all taken care of with the flexing emojis, dude. The flexing emojis. Colt him with the pog, dude. Spire stay elite or drop off like Castillo. The thing that bit Castillo was the pitch clock. Dude just didn't have. I mean, it's rude to. I mean, I don't want it to be like a mean thing, but he didn't have the stamina and like the way he pitched, like the fidgets and like everything, like just in the hat and like just in the jersey, like it just didn't work for Castillo with the pitch clock. Spire, I don't think he's gonna regress like Castillo did. I think Spire will be fine. Do I think he's gonna like? Can we pencil in Gabe Spire for another phenomenal year? Only a 107 ERA plus? I thought he was a lot better than that. Anyways, I mean, it's not bad. It's good. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, you know what? He's going to repeat next year. So, Cooper Himmel out loud so you're part of the stream. Dude, I can... Hold on. Cooper. Just gonna sneaky spring training standout. Cooper Hummel. And then in the thumbnail. How do I want to show this? How do I show this? Is this the right one? Yeah. So it's just going to take up the whole screen because I've got it full screened. But like, Cooper Himmel on the thumbnail, bro. Himmel. Isn't that crazy? That was a thumbnail. That was a thumbnail that I chose to do. Video bombed, but it was okay. It was fine. It was a good time. My eyes! Yeah, it was a good time. Spring training content gets wild, dude. Just trying to make something before the season actually starts. How do we fix Castillo's changeup? Luis Castillo's? Just don't throw it. Or maybe tell him to start throwing the splitter like Gilbert and everyone else is doing. Do the Mariners have a solid chance of getting to the World Series? What would the World Series atmosphere in Seattle look like? I mean, I wasn't there for any of the playoff games, but I know that the atmosphere is good. And it would be very involved. I'd give them like a 5-10% chance. Maybe 5%. I don't know. What were the Diamondbacks odds to get to the World Series last year? Probably not anywhere close to 5-10%, maybe 5%. So I don't know. You know, it's everyone's spam and chat. Bring back Paul. Yo, bring back Paul. Bring back Paul. Over my dead body chat. He's ours. Got more Rizzy than you now. Joe Random. You just gonna MLB the show me like that, bro? You think you can like MLB the show, road the show, standard player me like that, bro? That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, Aaron, I mean, Paul's yours. You can keep him. It's fine. We make him in the lab every single year. Not that I'm bitter that he's not there. Bring back Winker. Lucario, shut up. No. Billy, to answer your question, Colton cannot turn on the camera actually because he's still at work. He's just talking to us while at work. Say the Mariners have a 3.3% chance of going to the World Series. Is that what Fangraphs has, Colton? What about a 54% chance? 54, guys? Guys, 54? Guys, 54? Am I right? Anyways, make him in the lab, but that 0.00 ERA to the World Series was just different. No, 3.3 is 1 divided by 30. Yo. It either, you know what? I'm gonna say what Ryan Divish would say. It either happens or it doesn't. 50-50 chance. So there you go. Have that. You like those odds? Seattle MLB fan? So you know what? If you're telling me there's a chance. If there's a chance to make it, then great. Gotta have the eye black and the drip. Bro, what are you? Are we talking about drip in terms of baseball like gear? You got a chain? You want? Hey, should I put on my Ronald Acuna chain? Yeah, I'll be honest. How drippy? How drippy? Be honest, bro. How drippy? Pretty drippy, in my opinion. Please invite Tim Beckham on the Edit Your podcast. Yo, if we could like imagine. So Colton's been doing a bit about like just obscure Mariners at the beginning of the episode, like the blank blank episode. If we could get the guest of the number that he's saying, that would be sick. If we like imagine we had Arthur Rhodes when Colton said the Arthur Rhodes episode, that'd be sick. Are you interested in checking out the MLB Trade Rumors live chat and addressing the Mariners questions? Pretty drippy, right? You know, Jeff, I mean, I can take a gander. I don't even know what you're talking about. MLB Trade Rumors live chat. I almost typed in the wrong thing there. Did you just post one in there? Is that what you're saying? I cannot read the first one, Jeff. So, I'm gonna backpedal on that decision there, Jeff, and say no. First one was about very not inappropriate content, which is hilarious. Still surprised we have not went and got Brian Anderson yet or Solano. Anderson's an interesting one. Can play the outfield, can play third base. I don't dislike that. It's just he's not. Is he a better pick than Whit Merrifield? I don't know. He was doing well with the Brewers, and then they just kind of axed him. 86 OPS plus last year with the Brewers in 96 games. A 226 average with a 310 OBP. So it's like, there's a guy that's just going to be depth again. So, like, is it worth it? I don't know. Winker's good clubhouse leadership. Are we trolling? Chat, are we trolling? When we got nuke to go. Dude, I missed it, Lucario. I missed the nuke. I was unfortunate. There's a few Mariners questions. I looked at it, and the first one I saw was not. It was the most recent thing. I just typed in MLB Trade Rumors live chat, and the first thing was not about the Mariners. You're bad. No, you're good, Ian. You're good. I went into the Discord and I was like, what is this? What is this? What costs way too much, and Anderson's still a 100 OPS player for near. So Whit costs too much. Like $7 million's too much. What would Brian Anderson cost? Like, should be less than that. Like, is he going to be less than Solano? Like, Solano's probably gonna be like what, 4 or 5 million. So Ian's gonna get a new role. Got hacked once. You and Colton should play MLB The Show against each other. Hannah, we have two members only videos with MLB The Show. One where we played each other, one where we did co-op. Those videos just would not do well for us as far as like main channel videos. So we have them behind members only content. So for $2.99 a month, you get probably, at this rate, we're putting out a members only video a week. The Nuker, yeah, that's kind of a sick name. One members only video a week. So, we've done bloopers from the Hit It Here podcast. We've done like different quizzes or different like challenges in terms of just like baseball content. And we're trying to, up the ante. We're trying to do one a week. So that's kind of where we're at with members only content, Hannah. And MLB The Show, when 24 comes out. Wait, is it 24 already? No, wait. I don't know what show we're on, but we'll definitely be doing more MLB The Show content for members only stuff in the future. Where you cleared out your locker? Yeah, but like that wasn't really Colton and I, that was just me. You take Whit up to 9 mil? Bro, that's a pretty penny for Whit Merrifield. It's about to be 24? Okay. Is that true? No. End of 23, not Drew Maggie, the Pirates legend. It really is MLB. It is 23. I'm tripping, bro. What is your prediction for our record this year? When will we clinch and how? Record, we said it on the Couch GMs podcast. We were live over there. That was really fun. Shout out to any of you that were there, by the way, in the chat, talking to us and Connor. That was really fun. Didn't really address chat a ton, but it was nice. I think I said 86 and a half. I'll go 87. And like, I don't even know if that clinches. Like, if I'm being honest, 87, I feel like does not get you into the playoffs. 88 didn't get you in last year. So I'm not sure, Gabriel. I'm not sure. Still upset. Julio got robbed. Yeah. 54% wins. There you go. Julio. Yeah. Jazz was such an interesting choice. And it very much so should have been Julio. 3 million and 1 million reported sign. Where does the Mariners farm system rank these days? On the rise, edicts and for the Mariners prospects. It's a bunch of young guys that are all getting close to like high A, double A area. So the value of the system will continue to rise as those guys get better and just more mature. So I would put them probably at 10, maybe like 10 to 15 range. Dawel Joseph probably slots in somewhere in the top 10, maybe at 10. Leandro Romero probably doesn't crack the top 30 until maybe if he does a good Dominican Summer League. Same thing with Jeter Martinez last year. He was like the 47th ranked prospect in the international pool, had a great summer league, and is now, I think, 27th in the Mariners prospect system, maybe 26th. So, Pirates legend? Oh, they're brothers. Interesting. The Mariners just signed Yuri Goodman. Okay. Shed Long? Micah, Colton would be ecstatic about Shed Long returning. He's working on he's got a bunch of he's working on the rainbow for Shed Long Inception from like 2019 or 2020 or 2021. 93 wins wild card and 98 for the division. Okay. 92 wins easy. You love Schlong? Smooches, bro. John Goodman. Yo, you good, man? 92 wins? That's where you're at, Y2K? With Whit Merrifield? Whit Merrifield's going to be a 5-win player next year. You heard it here first. He's going to go back to his 2018 days where he put up 4.9 wins. It's not going to happen. That's me living in fantasy land. Absolute fantasy land, that one is. Smooches, bro. There you go. So clutch. What's my lineup prediction for the 2031 Mariners? Cole Young leading off. Julio still batting second. We'll go Tyler Locklear batting third. Lazaro Montes batting fourth. Colt Emerson batting fifth. Harry Ford batting sixth. Gabby Gonzalez batting seventh. What else do I need to fill out here? So I need either a second baseman or a third baseman, depending on where I want Emerson to play. Felon and Celestine batting seventh, or unless I'm at seventh, then he's batting eighth. I can't remember at this point. I think he would be batting seventh in that lineup. Batting eighth is another outfielder, I think, is what I would need. Because Laz is DH. Is JP still on the team? Longevity? No shot. 7 years, he's got to be retired at that point. You know what? Batting eighth, Jared Kelenich's going to come back. Yes, Thomas. Yes. Yes. He's going to come back. And he'd be in left field. And then batting ninth is your right fielder who even is available at this point. Dom Canzone. He's batting ninth. It's an awfully constructed lineup, but there you go. 2031. What's the rotation looking like? God. Okay, well, the rotation. So it's 7 years from now. Hopefully they locked up Kirby and Gilbert long term. So we'll say Kirby and Gilbert. Gilbert's like on his last win. So we'll say, because they don't have very many. They don't got the pitching in the farm anymore. Okay, Kirby, Jeter Martinez, Logan Gilbert, Cole Phillips, the guy that we traded Kelenic for from the Braves, and Walter Ford. All right, no lefties, all gas. That's all we need. Ashton Izzy, Cy Young, bringing Marco back. Oh, that's the team that's going to win the World Series right there, boys. Jimmy Cool wins Rookie of the Year in 2031. No, Zeus Nunez is going to win Rookie of the Year in 2031. All right. Signed this offseason in the international pool. Zeus Nunez is the guy. With that, I think I'm going to wrap stream. We went a lot longer than I intended. Russell Wilson as your closer. Been a fun stream. Always fun. Always great hanging out with you guys. Just chatting. Gets derailed. Always just gets derailed, and that's the best part. We talked a little Whit Merrifield. We talked other second baseman. But that 2031 lineup and pitching rotation, chef's kiss. The cherry on top of a fun stream. So appreciate you guys hanging out. Next time we're streaming, you might have another guest here. There might be a second person available to you on the Mariner Mojo Sunday live stream. So until then, see ya. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy the playoffs. If you're watching NFL playoffs, enjoy those. But